Hi, disasters. How are we? My name is Ray. I'm a writer, and this is a bookshelf far, far away. It took me 5 tries to do that because I forgot my own intro. It's been like 11 months, and for that I apologize. I've really wanted to work on this, but life got in the way. Like, a lot of life. As you can see, I'm in a new space. I did make an update video a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago, and I meant to continue this, but again, life doesn't like me. Life hates me. So, we're just kind of going to get over it and continue my book reviews. So, as you guys know, my last video before my update video was a video about all the books I wanted to read within the next year. I've already finished most of them. I still haven't done the Red Queen series. I did finish ACOTAR, the whole series, this year. I finished My Soul Farewell, and then I cannot remember. I think I was going to do Cruel Prince again. I could be wrong. I genuinely don't remember. But today we're doing none of those. We're doing The Force Awakens. I'm sorry. I know I said in my update video I was going to start with the prequel trilogy, and then I read it, and I didn't take any notes. So on that front, we're kind of screwed. So I have to read it again. But I'm going to go backwards. I'm doing sequel trilogy, original, and then prequel, just to show like what I watched in what order for the first time. Because before 2015, I had never seen a Star Wars movie. I'm the worst Star Wars fan. But in my defense, when I was little, Darth Vader terrified me. I did not care it was the voice of Mufasa. I hated it. It was scary. And Mom, I know you're watching. I'm sorry for never watching it with you until Force Awakens came out. I'm sorry. I'm the worst. I know. But now it's my hyperfixation and you have to deal with it. So, that being said, Force Awakens, the movie that got me into Star Wars. This book was great. I'm very biased. This book was fantastic. I really enjoyed every second of it. The action scenes were great. I think I maybe only had one scene that annoyed me. I think I only have one. I have one tab because that scene made me like one yellow tab, which is my annoyed, gross tab. Out of this whole book, I had one. And that's surprising. I usually am really good about like being like, don't like that. I think I also only had one in Inferno Squad, which I do plan on doing a review on at some point after I finish the Star Wars books. But it was so good. The action scenes were great. Like here are all of my tabs. The blue are for action scenes and pink are for scenes that I really liked. The two kind of overlapped at some point, so I just used pink. Or like one of my purple tabs, which I used for good quotes. I didn't want to over tab my book because I'm running out of tabs, which is going to suck for the rest of this book series. Otherwise, this book, I've already said it like 5 times. This book was so good. I loved all the characters. I really enjoyed the quotes. Alan Dean Foster, I think he's done a few other Star Wars books, was he was so good at describing things. He was so good at fleshing out characters. He added a couple of scenes. I'm pretty sure it was within Lucasfilm's purview, but they added a couple of scenes and made the book extended. It was still only like 260 some odd pages. 260, 270? I want to say 260. 260 pages. The only scene I felt like was really short was the final battle between Rey and Kylo Ren. But otherwise, the action scenes were just fleshed out. They felt really just detailed. I already want to reread this book, and I just finished it, but I have 2 other books in this series that I need to finish before I even think about rereading Force Awakens. I know it is almost October, so I have 2 more months to read Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. I think Rise of Skywalker is only like 300 pages, so that won't be a hard read. Last Jedi is pretty thick, and that's with extended scenes, so I'm really looking forward to it. It wasn't my favorite when it first came out, because of the implications of Rey and Kylo, and if you know me, that's not my ship, not my cup of tea. All the power to you if you like it. I did not. I'm a Kylux shipper. I'm trash. I'm literal trash. I think the only art I have 2 art prints of General Hux. One's a tarot card, and one is the official picture from Last Jedi, and it looks really good. It's in my hallway in my house. So my sister and I pass by it every single day. But without further ado, I'm going to read the synopsis from the Goodreads page. Luke Skywalker is missing. The First Order, born from the ashes of the Empire, is rising. Leia Organa and her resistance have tried endlessly to warn the New Republic, of which she is a senator, on the oncoming storm, but their pleas have fallen on deaf ears. It's up to her trusted pilot, Poe Dameron, a former stormtrooper named Finn, and Rey, a scavenger from Jakku, to save the galaxy from the First Order and a masked creature named Kylo Ren. So it takes place about 30 years after Return of the Jedi. Revenge of the Jedi. Now that would be a movie. Maybe I'll write that. No, I already have like 3 writing projects that I need to complete, so don't give me more ideas. One of them being a gift for my friend Erin that I will make a YouTube video about eventually, just not today. Overall, the characterization I wanted to talk about. The characters, again, well fleshed out. Kylo Ren is a pretentious asshole in this book, and I love it. I feel like I love Adam Driver. I really do. I do feel, however, that Kylo Ren's character was kind of lost a little bit. Like, not like, oh, he's a lost soul. No, he's just... In the movie, he feels very kind of stiff. But in the book, he has more lines that really draw out who Kylo Ren is. I'm going to edit that out. So in the movie, he's like a little stiff. He's a little lost, almost. But in the book, he's more, I'm going to use big words to make myself sound smart. That is pretty much what I got from him. I'm going to make everyone uncomfortable. I'm going to be really gross. And I'm going to make people hate me by being pretentious and very violent. And that is the Kylo Ren I have learned to love, though he is trash. He is a garbage man, and I will never make excuses for him. But I do want to kiss him very much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mom. My taste in men is horrible. I will kind of go over one of my least favorite scenes. If you've seen the movie, you know the scene where Rey is interrogated. That scene in the movie was already uncomfortable enough because it's so unnecessarily long. But in the book, it's worse. Somehow. Because in the book, he actually, touches her. And that's icky for me. Maybe, not even from a Reylo standpoint. It's just gross. Torture, you're supposed to, get up in someone's personal business. But Kylo Ren has the ability to not touch people to read their minds. He's just gotta reach out. You gotta reach out and do your force magic. But in the book, he's, touching her face and being really just... I'm not gonna say the word I want to say. But, ugh. But my favorite scene... What is my favorite scene? I really, really liked any scene with Poe Dameron or General Hux, because Poe Dameron is a fucking delight. He is phenomenal. He's witty, he's charming, he's really, really hot. Because Oscar Isaac is really, really hot. So any scene he kind of just stole from me. He gives off this very, flyboy attitude. And I think he reminds me a little bit of Han. And Han is probably one of my favorite characters as well. Another character, again, that... General Hux is just hilarious. I read Phasma recently, which has him as a main character. So you see a lot of his point of view. And he's very kind of stuck up. He's a little bit of a weasel. He gets what he wants through violence, much like Kylo Ren. So it's I would definitely smooch Donald Gleason. General Hux is very not straight, so therefore I will not smooch him. That's just my personal opinion. He does not seem straight to me. He has the vibes because he's a fascist. Because, let's be real, the First Order is a bunch of fascists. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. However, I am attracted to bad guys. I love their character arcs sometimes, and I want to flesh them out, which is why I got into writing. That's why I have 2 degrees in creative writing, because I love to make villains more human and more realistic. So that's my forte. I do love the main trio. I will always love the main trio. They're great. I mean, maybe not in The Rise of Skywalker. I didn't like Rey all that much. But I digress. Do I recommend this book? 100%. If you love action books, yeah. If you love sci-fi books, yeah. Even if you don't like Star Wars or have never read or seen a Star Wars movie or book, Force Awakens, not a bad place to start. That's where I started with the whole franchise, so. I am going to read off 3 of my favorite quotes. My 4th favorite quote that I put in the thing in my blog post was just a funny one because of the scene. Out of context, it's just blow the damn door down. It's literally, well, no, it's blow the damn door down. They're not going to say the F word in a Star Wars movie or book because that's naughty. They will say shit, they will say hell, they will say damn. The F word, nah, they're not going to. It's still PG-13. So, the quotes I do want to talk about are about Kylo Ren's lightsaber, something Poe said, and something that Rey said that I thought was really sweet and endearing, and one of the reasons I really like her, at least in this movie and book. A lightsaber appeared in one hand, flaring to life, a barely stable crimson staff notable for 2 small projections at the hilt, a killer's weapon, an executioner's fetish of choice. I love Alan Dean Foster so much. I think he's a fantastic writer. I don't know him as a person. I haven't really looked into him. But I really just believe that he has a fantastic way of describing things. So an executioner's fetish of choice is if you don't know what a fetish is, apart from the original sexual connotation, it is kind of like a talisman. In another definition, it is a talisman or something that someone holds dear. So Kylo Ren, his lightsaber is probably a talisman to him. Without, not verbatim for him, but in a way, it's something that brings him comfort, kind of, strength, stuff like that. The next quote, someone on that ship called me the best pilot in the Resistance, and I wouldn't want to disappoint him. So that's after Poe's torture, and therefore Finn's rescue. I just love Poe Dameron. I really love Poe Dameron. I'm sorry. I think it's a wonderful quote by him. And lastly, I didn't know there was this much green in the whole galaxy, which the way she says it in the movie makes my heart melt a little bit because I feel so bad for her. She's only ever been around sand. She's not really dealt with greenery. She's not really been around trees or plants or anything like that. She was I think she was 4 at the time she was dropped off on Jakku and kind of just abandoned there. And she's 19. She's almost 20. According to the book itself. I'm not making that up. She was 20 in the book, or 19 in the book. So overall, the quotes were great. The characters were great. My top 4 characters are Poe Dameron, Finn, Kylo Ren, and General Hux. So an even balance between my evil boys and my good boys. Rey, love her. She just didn't make the top 4. And then, of course, Leia and Han, they're legacy characters. Obviously, you're going to love them. With that being said, again, I highly recommend this book if you love Star Wars, if you love action, if you love sci-fi. It's just a really fun read, and it's not very long. It took me maybe 5 hours, and that's with constant stopping to just zone out. So, with that being said, I'm done. This is the end. Next book is probably going to be The Last Jedi, or another update video to kind of read out what books I plan on reading for the rest of the year. Not including the book club books, because I am currently in a book club with my friends, and the books kind of just come out. We decide them almost a few weeks in advance. So I still don't know what next month's is or the month after that. So this will just be my personal to be read list. The first couple, we'll see. We'll see what's on my to be read list. I will tell you guys next time. But thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I love you all. Be safe. Bye, guys.